The Bundesliga is often described as football's moral alternative, a league built on fan ownership, financial responsibility, and restraint. While others chased money, Germany chose principles. And for a long time, that story felt both comforting and convincing. But football didn't stop evolving. It globalized, financialized, and accelerated. And today, the more important question isn't whether the Bundesliga's model is virtuous. It's what that model quietly trades away. To answer that, we need to strip the 50+1 rule of its mythology and understand what it actually is. German clubs are not run day-to-day by fans voting on transfers or tactics. Instead, most operate through a dual structure. At the top sits the Eingetragener Verein, or EV, a members' association rooted in history, community, and democratic control. Beneath it sits a professional football company, the entity that signs players, pays wages, negotiates sponsorships, and competes in the market. The 50+1 rule simply ensures that the parent association retains majority voting power over that company, not majority funding, not full ownership, control. Investors can still provide capital, but they can't take the wheel. Money is allowed in, power is not. For decades, this was not a weakness, it was an advantage. German football became the benchmark for sustainability. Clubs rarely imploded, stadiums stayed full, ticket prices remained accessible. While other leagues burned brightly and collapsed just as quickly, Bundesliga clubs endured. They planned for decades, not seasons. Stability wasn't just a value, it was a competitive edge. But that edge dulled as football changed. As global broadcasting revenues surged, the economics of success shifted. Winning became less about patience and more about capacity. The ability to spend ahead of revenue, to absorb losses, to take calculated risks. In leagues like the Premier League, private ownership made this possible. Owners could inject capital, smooth volatility, and fast-track ambition. German clubs, by design, could not. Their spending remained tethered to what they earned, not what they could temporarily sustain. And over time, that gap didn't just appear. It compounded.
Alexander Isak, Ousmane Dembele, Achraf Hakimi,
Erling Braut Haaland,
Robert Lewandowski.
No club captures this tension more clearly than Borussia Dortmund. On multiple occasions, Dortmund built teams capable of challenging Europe's elite, squads bursting with young, world-class talent. And yet, almost inevitably, those peaks were followed by sales. Not because of mismanagement, not because of a lack of ambition, but because holding on to superstars required financial behavior that contradicted the club's structural reality. At home, Bayern Munich, already commercially dominant, became the gravitational center. Abroad, richer leagues could simply pay more. So, Dortmund adapted. They perfected scouting. They mastered development. They monetized excellence. It kept them competitive. It also locked them into a cycle. Because selling your best players is not how you build an empire. It's how you stay alive next to one. And this invites an uncomfortable counterfactual. What if Dortmund had been able to act like a true financial heavyweight? What if they could retain elite players through their prime, tolerate short-term losses, and build continuity rather than perpetually restarting? The Bundesliga likely looks very different. Bayern face sustained resistance. Title races last longer. German clubs carry greater weight in Europe. But that future required a willingness to accept instability. And German football chose not to. This is why the Bundesliga often feels competitive everywhere, except where it matters most. Mid-table clubs rise and fall. Relegation battles are intense. Youth pathways thrive. But at the summit, the hierarchy barely moves. Not because of incompetence, not because of a lack of talent, but because the system protects order. And in protecting order, it protects those already ahead. None of this is an argument against the 50+1 rule. It is an argument for understanding it honestly. The Bundesliga didn't fall behind by accident. It made a choice for control over capital, for continuity over acceleration, for stability over immediate dominance. That choice produced one of the healthiest football ecosystems in the world. It also imposed a ceiling. Every league has one. The Premier League accepted chaos to chase supremacy. The Bundesliga accepted limits to preserve itself. Neither path is inherently right or wrong. But once you understand the trade-off, you understand why German football looks exactly the way it does today.